Nice.
She went to get it. I'm trying to find her sign-in sheet, but I don't see it. I know she has one. Where is she? I should just send her a yellow pad around. I know she has a sheet. Started. Oh, okay. So I'll let her know. Just in case she wants.
Right there.
You never see Jeff Brown there. Jeff Brown is a conversation. I couldn't find your sign-in sheet, I'm sorry.
I just read a piece of paper.
See, I was gonna start it, and then I was like, I better wait. Here.
Mark, if you want to sign in and pass it down.
Calls to order at 6:04. Everyone stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tim Server, here. James Harden, here. Russ Gilman,
Here.
and Howard,
Here.
and Cruz,
Here.
Renee DeSenza.
Here.
I don't have any first line.
I have a few things. We will be closed April 18th for Good Friday. The offices will be closed. Street department, water, wastewater, everybody will be home, hopefully enjoying their day off. As one of the benefits the council has given us. I'm having a Citizens Academy. The council has, well, actually Ken Server is the one who found it and said, hey, can we do this? And so we have 3 people signed up. Our first Citizens Academy class is April 22nd, and we are going to do an introduction of councilmen and also financials. And then we'll talk about the structure of the town and how we kind of work. We're slated from 6 to 8 every month. I don't honestly believe it'll take that long, but we do want to give ourselves 2 hours for questions or if people have, anything, because we will be in May, we'll be at the water department, June wastewater, July street, August we'll be at the marshals, September the fire department, October we'll meet with all boards. We have Main Street redevelopment, park, planning commission, and BZA, and those boards will be on hand so that we can teach the people what those actually do for the town. And November 11th, we'll wrap up at a council meeting and just talk about, kind of what we did, introduce the folks that actually took the course. These are the shirts that I purchased for the people. I kind of like them. I like it a little different color, a little different logo, but it is for the Citizens Academy, so I really liked it. If any of you are still interested, you can still get yourself a nice shirt and still sign up. I would love to see more people, and the goal of that is so that everybody understands how we run as a town. So we can't function without our residents. So it'd be great if anybody wants to do that. Another thing that happened is I got a letter from Waterloo Elementary School. They're looking for funds for their students' dean list, and they were asking for a monetary donation. The town has given me a promotion fund, and I would like to donate a little bit of money for this dean's list recognition. I'm also going to pass it on to Main Street to see if they would like to donate as well. I think it's a good cause, and it's for Waterloo Elementary only. So, like to do that. So before we get into Center Street, I do want to talk about Park Board a little bit. We found a very large rock for our Veterans Memorial Park. We went and looked at it. Dave, Mark, Renee, and I went and looked at it. It is a very nice rock. It was given to us by Lay Excavating, Urban Lay, and his brother Tony Lay, who is our sexton, is going to engrave it. And it will have Waterloo Veterans Memorial Park on it, and then the date that we established that park. So I'm pretty excited about it. We've been looking for this large rock for a long time. They're gonna have to, dig a hole, and Tony's gonna lay some concrete and put the rock on it, and it's beautiful. So we're kind of excited about it. So Hometown Hero Banners, that's also a Park Board project. It will go up shortly before Memorial Day, so that is coming up. I really like the way they look in town. They go up for 2 years, so the batch that was up last year will go up again, and then we have 19 new ones that will also go up, and then they'll come down right after Veterans Day. So we try to honor those folks doing that. Center Street project. So we've really started now. Our collection system project was on the south end, and they are getting ready to wrap up in the next week or so. It took a little longer than they expected, but, we did a lot of rain, we run into some issues, so, I think they did a really good job. And now we are getting ready to start our Center Street project, which is storm water, wastewater as well in places. So we're having trees removed, that is true. They are not right of way. It is unfortunate, but the trees wreak havoc on our pipes. So we just have to remove them, unfortunately. So we are laying some sewer, some storm to take all this water that we're getting, and then water as well. And then we will mill and fill Center Street, curb and gutter. So it's gonna be very nice in the end, it's just gonna take a while. It'll probably be till September before it all is complete. But we are getting there, and they started this week, doing good. So they've got their pothole done, they got everything ready, so now they're ready to start digging up old and putting in new. Our collection system project, which is a big project over on Douglas and Washington, they've turned that corner, they are on Washington. They will be doing laterals as they go through. So we are asking for right of entries. Matt, our inspector, has done a good job kind of knocking on doors a little early and letting them know. So Wayne will go through, Wayne is API, and he should be getting their signatures. They will also need your signature stating, and it's basically, hey, we're coming in, we're going to hook up to your lateral, but we'll leave the yard the way we found it. In the end, I mean, it might not look like it in the beginning, but in the end, it will be put back. So the roads are the same way. They don't look like much right now, but give us a year and a half, they'll look better. I'm not pleased with the work that has been completed. Dan is very pleased. They work together very well with API. We've had some difficult situations come up, and it's just bad soil, or it's nothing contractors did, nothing we did. It is the nature of the beast. So they work through it pretty good. Wayne works through it pretty good. His guys do, and I think my guys are holding up pretty good. And that's all I've got.
Any openings we use for boards, committees, and stuff?
I have some openings on BZA. I could use park board members. My park board is a political board. I have Democrats, I have no Republicans. I have no independents. So if you are registered, I would enjoy having some more people on our park board. And the park board is important because we do a lot. We're the ones that are trying to raise funds to get things in the park. The town helped with the fence and stuff, but largely they are responsible for doing some of the bigger things that they want to do. We fundraise for Veterans Park, and that's how we got it as far as we have. And we would like to do more, like pickleball courts, but without people to help, some of that is a little difficult. So our park board meets actually tomorrow, second Wednesday of every month at 9 a.m. Our BZA only meets as needed. So, and I have only 2 people on that board, I think, so I need a lot on BZA. And BZA is a pretty easy board. If somebody wants to appeal zoning, it's not any ordinance, it's just a zoning ordinance, then they come to BZA and they ask, can I get my property rezoned, or can I get my setbacks, moved? So it's things like that that the BZA takes care of. And they meet, like I said, when we need them.
And for clarification, the park board is politically because that's what the state.
Correct, that is a state, yeah, it's not us. It's state. Yeah, yep, yep,
That out there.
that's a state statute. I don't know why, but it is.
Right?
I have a fund report for you all. We have, property tax bills just came out, so they'll be due in May, so we'll be gearing up for our June settlement. We just finished out Q1, so Pam and I are gonna sit down and kind of look at all the departments and make sure everybody's on track. We are gonna start doing that quarterly. This is a very, especially with all the projects we're doing this year, adding the fire department, we want to make sure that we're staying on track. So as opposed to waiting until June, which we normally do our 6-month review, we're gonna start doing it quarterly. So I think that'll set us up for some good success. Other than that, I don't have much about the fund report. At the last meeting, we discussed getting CD rates for the money that was in the sewer improvement, that $625,000. I did get CD rates right after that, but I'm not sure if it's changed in the last week. So I will confirm, but what I was going to recommend to council was they had a 6-month CD at 4.2% still. That was the highest they had. So if that is still the current rate, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, but I'll make sure that that's, Shelby sent me those rates 2 weeks ago. A lot's happened in 2 weeks. I'm writing. Main Street has Easter coming up. It is this Sunday at Francis Thompson Park from 1 to 3 p.m. The first group at 1 p.m. is reserved for individuals with special needs. There is no age limit, so if you have a disability, a developmental disability, you are welcome to come participate. No age limit required. You'll get your eggs, you'll get your goodie bag, and then get registered, or you'll get a ticket to put in for a grand prize drawing. We'll have 4 other egg hunts at 1:32, 2:30, and 3. The Easter Bunny will be there. We've got free pictures by 505 Photography. And again, all the kids will get a free goodie bag. New Life Lutheran dropped off chocolate crosses for them. Steuben County WIC dropped off suckers for them. Tony does have New Life. Lifewise. Yes, Lifewise is bringing stuff in tomorrow for the goodie bags and donating baskets. We've had several businesses donate baskets, Newport's donated bikes, so we've got lots of grand prize drawings for the kiddos to participate in, and it's a free event for the family, so registration, we do ask for registration just so that we make sure we have enough goodie bags for the kids. I would hate to see somebody show up and not get some, so we try to plan for more than is registered. Registration is available on Waterloo Main Street's Facebook page under the event. And we still have 1 open board member position. If you're interested, the board member position we have open is for a treasurer. And we meet the 2nd Monday of every month. And then we also have committees. So the committees meet quarterly, but we've got the committee of promotion. They kind of help do events. The committee of design, they help do our downtown beautification projects like Clinton and Eagle Park, or the art exhibits we're doing. Right now we're doing rain barrels. So Seckler's Pickle we've purchased barrels from Seckler's Pickles. DeKalb County Water and Soil has given us the apparatus to turn them into rain barrels. We've got so far 9 out of 15 sponsorships filled. We have 6 out of 15 artists filled. So we're still looking for artists and a few more sponsors. The artists will take the rain barrels after they're all put together, they'll paint them up. We're gonna reveal them at our June festival. They'll be on display all summer long. And then at our fall festival, we will auction those off, and they'll be split between the artist and Main Street to prep for next year's project. So those are some of the things our design committee does, and again, those don't meet every month, they meet more quarterly, and they're focused on just those kind of tasks. And then, there's also the Committee for Economic Development, they help promote business, and do events like that, grants and things. So we're looking for business people, or people who care about the businesses to be on that board as well. So those are some of the positions we have open. I think that's all.
A follow-up from the last meeting. UDTs, did we get those ordered?
They are not ordered yet. It is a little bit of a significant cost, and we were waiting on the credit card to be paid. We've had a lot of people the last months go to trainings. Jeff and Dan went down to French Lick, Megan and Jen. Megan and Jen were down in Plainfield. So those were, kind of on the credit card, so I had to wait till those were paid off to go. We just got the credit card bill in the mail today, so they will be getting ordered. I have it printed out on my desk of how many and what style.
Do you have an update on the Oprah grant?
Oh, yes. We were not approved for our Oprah grant. We applied for a $50,000 grant for planning for a comprehensive plan. I was the grant writer. It is the first grant I've written, but the second attempt. The first one we were also not awarded. There's been some changes in the Oprah staffing, so I'm still waiting to get a feedback meeting to find out what the score was, where the issues were. So we'll see what they say. The meeting is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Josh will be there. I don't know if you're available, but if you can be there too. The last time the scoring issue, our narrative was written pretty strong. It had more to do with some of the financials and uploads that needed improvement, and also just trying to get more community input. The grant process is a quick grant process. It opens every quarter, but it's only a 30-day window. So we have to try to get as much community feedback in 30 days as possible. So, and the last time we also had to go out to procurement. So we had to actually find the firm who would do it. That takes a large amount of time as well. So if we go out for it again, we'll already have our firm selected, so we can really focus more on community engagement. And I think the firm we selected would be very helpful in that. So hopefully the feedback meeting goes well and we get some good insight.
Are there any other reports from boards or committees? I'll come back to minutes. If we can get an ordinance for no through truck.
Yeah. So, as everyone knows, since State Road 6 was shut down, or I'm sorry, US 6 was shut down for the culvert replacement, they have rerouted to Lincoln Street, 31 Lincoln Grant, and it has wreaked havoc on our roads. Walnut Street's a little better, it fares a little better because it was State Road 6 at one time, but our roads were not made for heavy truck traffic. So we have in place already an ordinance that states for emergency, we can throw up some signs that say road closed. However, we need to kind of make that permanent because that road is not, it's too small, it's just trash. And so I kind of created an ordinance and I asked Andrew to look it over. He did, he took out a couple words, but he was fine with what it said. There is a $2,500 fine, according to our ordinance. That is $10.99 that we already have on the books. That $2,500, up to $2,500 is our fine that we can, that the marshal can charge. So I would love it if we can, I've already had Dave order 2 signs that say no through truck traffic. But we are also, been partnered with the county, has said, because he owns part of that road, and they don't have the money to fix it either. I mean, because budgets were created 18 months ago for this round. So, he's fine with it. He doesn't want them on that road either. So he is going to do the exact same thing and say no truck traffic, no through truck traffic. Now, this isn't your, normal pickup trucks. This is 10,000 pounds. So this is the heavy stuff. So that's what I would appreciate if we can pass today. It will need to go in the paper. I think twice, right?
That's how to be published because it's a fine.
Yeah, so I think it has to be twice in 30 days, 10 days apart. So I just did it and set it up.
Council, is there any questions?
Do we have any other streets in town that haven't been listed or similar to this one? That maybe we could include in this?
Lincoln is probably, well, like I said, Walnut can handle it a little better, and we do have, once you come off of Commerce 31, because we do have industrial. We also have a farm that uses Walnut, and then of course, Material Partners uses Walnut. It can handle it a little better. Grant Street has Charleston Metals right there. They normally only run box trucks, so it's not so bad. So I don't believe we need it for any of the other streets, but we do need it. I mean, definitely Lincoln. We've got them coming up through Van Fleet here now. Well, it's closed, so they can't go. Center Street's getting worked on. And we have until the middle of May before NDOT has to open that 6 back up, because they have 25 days. I believe they started the day after council last month, and the council was March 11th. So they've got a while yet. And we have tried. Jay has sat out there, Jan has sat out there, Dave has sat out there trying to keep the traffic off of the road, and it's, unless you can hit them with a fine, they'll just move the sign.
I would ask for any consideration about Eagle Street here, because I did follow a semi down this road the other day, and even got down Lincoln, as he went.
Oh, Van Fleet,
He cut off 427 and
yeah,
came back, so they're getting back here too. They find short, but they're in line.
yeah.
Uh,
If we could keep them off of, this is why I say Lincoln is needed, because if we can keep them off Lincoln, then they have to go to Walnut.
they're coming this direction, coming from east. So use this coming out.
Where are they gonna go?
They shouldn't, but that's what I'm saying, we have to have a consideration for temporary, at least during the construction, to mark this road as well, because it does provide that access to what they think is their shortcut around.
That would just be adding, I would have to add West Main to the list.
So this is just
This
temporary.
is temporary. This is a permanent.
Permanent.
So this
So then you
doesn't,
can't
this,
have it.
It's permanent until you would do a new ordinance process.
Yeah.
thoughts, questions? Hearing none, I'll move forward for a motion.
I'll make a motion to go ahead with ordinance number 25-02.
James, second.
You're passing it on first reading.
Passing.
Yes.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Did we have to make a motion to do that? Pass on first reading?
They did.
Oh,
And then you voted to approve it.
but that was for the,
I think you put it, that is for the ordinance.
how many times do you want this, right?
Well, 3 times, so you could entertain a motion if you wanted to waive the rules and have it passed on second and third reading tonight, instead of waiting a week for a month. But that's entirely up to you. Otherwise, you'd have to wait for the next meeting to pass it on second and third.
Is there a motion to waive the rules and pass on second and third reading?
I'll make a motion to waive the rules on the second, third reading. I'm passing the second, third reading.
Sure. Ross, second, Ken. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
And then you could have a motion to pass it on second and third reading.
You need another motion?
I think that's what we're doing. Technically speaking.
So I need one more time. Another motion.
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance number 25-2, pass it on second, third reading. I'll second that.
Motion from Russ, second from James. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Ordinance 25-03. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm sad. I've always been a long time. Wanted to also mention, thank you for allowing me to buy the used vehicles. I got one on here. Right across the street, who she goes. And I haven't had a chance to look at any vehicles. I've been training the previous and have some scratches on this one. And that looked at, but thank you very much. I'm very full to look at. The retention of the service weapon ordinance when I was sheriff. I got a copy of that for the county. I had another scratch on it, but also right, it was 20 years on the dangerous service weapon. And when I retired, and I'm asking to do the same thing. I made up a sample ordinance on it, but I had from the previous ordinance. And just in light of the fact that we had an officer get ready to retire, it's worked so that they have to have this 20 years on as a full-time officer for the dangerous service weapon. If you have any questions.
So I created an ordinance and gave it to Andrew to look at, same thing. It's just 20 years, you know, it was state statute. So Andrew's thoughts were, for state board of accounts, we would need to,
Estimate the value of the weapon and have it as gun station. My understanding. We had to deal with that with the county, at the county level. Susan Sleeper, the auditor, she felt like it had to be counted as compensation.
That's approximately $400.
Yeah, something like, yeah, I think for the county it was $400. It may be that a little bit more. There was quite a few state statutes on it, and I think it's a common practice. There was no statute I found directly on towns or directly on the county sheriff, but it's a common practice. So, I think it should be okay for it.
Any questions, council?
Only thing I had was there's 2 typos on the last page for signatures. Vice President says Executive President, and last name for me is spelled with E and rather than N. Those are 2 pricing for this.
Oh, the big president. And who's, oh, jeez, I do that to you all the time, I'm sorry.
Usually it's I. Yes.
Is there everything? Any other questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll open the floor for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 45-03.
I'll second that.
I second from James. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. I think the part that's here, this is fine.
Yes, I think so.
Thank you very much.
She is retiring.
I mean, it's,
Jay, can you find the value for this?
Ordinance 25-04, trash.
We extended the contract with Washler to include the calendar year 2025. So our garbage ordinance only listed the rates through 2024. So if you look at page 3, it just adds for the 6th year a base price of $1,292 per month for trash, and for recycling, for the 6th year 2025, a base price of $16,613 per month will be charged.
When would you be doing that? So let's get that first part for the next contract.
I have a few names now, and then the requirements, I'll probably start in September. I'm assuming that when we extended it for a year, that meant a year from when the contract expired, not when he gave us the quote. 3 months.
So have we gotten a contract from them?
No, they have not provided anything. Other than the verbal acknowledgement that the contract was extended for 1 year.
Probably would be a good idea to get something in.
I have requested that.
Yeah, but it just, okay.
When did they tell you the price went up?
They finally got us a proposal in February.
I'm thinking the current ordinance would expire, had expired December 9th of 24. So is it fair to say we're extending it 1 year, so it's December 9th of 25?
That is what I assumed, yes. Because we asked for, we actually asked for a month extension so that we could go out to bid. And he said he would only do 6 months or a year. We chose the year so that we didn't have to pay for the whole spring cleanup. But we were not given, I sent the first email in October asking for something, followed up in November. Or no, I'm sorry, we discussed it in October. I sent the email in November, followed up in December. And we finally received it in February. I presented it and council passed it. And then he sent me the prices hadn't taken effect yet until March. For the March bill, which we received April 1st.
It'd be interesting to confirm when he thinks the 1 year starts. Like, from either the increase in prices term or the beginning of the year. I mean, the 1 year extension should include it, probably for when the other contracts stop. But they might be anticipating that it's for a year of new interest rates. I don't know. I mean, if you need me to reach out to them to narrow that down again.
I'll send another email. I've asked, I'll send another one.
Okay. So if you need to go and
And maybe need it.
Other thing I'll say to add on the back page 2, the approved still has 22, which is like previous members of council.
Oh, the real one like that. The one I have here for signatures.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes. Josh pointed that out. Felt like being nostalgic here.
Any other questions on 25-04 for trash? Okay, now open the floor for a motion.
Yeah, I'll just make the motion to pass ordinance 2504.
Kim, second from James. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Jim is not here, we're going to table this. Medical maternity leave. The only question I have left is, did we get the short-term disability?
Yes,
And
that,
that updated?
yes, that, I sent the email that night, and it is in effect effective April 1st, so the new policy is in place.
I'm excited.
Hi everyone, I'm Kimberly Teagarden. I'm the CFO of the DeKalb County Council on Aging and the DAR Transportation Director. Just a few updates about our organization since the last time we were here and presented in 23. Well, they would have been here 24, but I've taken over as the Transportation Director. Janice Brown is no longer with our organization. My coworker here, Beth Dees, she has taken over as Center Director. Ken Server, he is our Vice President on our board. Keith Fletcher, he's now our Board President. And then Sherry Bushke, she's now our Treasurer. So we've had quite a few changes since last time we've been here, so I wanted to note that. And then I'm gonna cover DART, and then I'll let Beth come on and talk about the center side. Right now, in 2024, we have 14 drivers, 2 full-time, 12 part-time. And then we didn't have any serious accidents that involved any injuries or loss of vehicles, total losses. We obtained 2 new vans, 1 mini low floor van and 1 transit van. Our annual